Hello and welcome to TTV News with some latest events in the province. Ladies and gentlemen, on September 6th, the National Assembly Standing Committee have a first national conference in face-to-face and online form to 62 risk points nationwide to implement laws and resolutions of the 15th National Assembly. This conference were attended by Ms. Hoàng Thị Thanh Thúy, Deputy Head of the TayNinhTV National Assembly Delegation and representative of departments, agencies, and organizations in the province.
Speaking at the opening of the conference, Mr. Trần Thanh Mẫn, Standing Vice Chairman of the National Assembly, emphasized that the implementation of laws and resolutions of the 15th National Assembly is an unprecedented activity. It has a very important meaning to strengthen the close connection between lawmaking and law implementation and the performance of the National Assembly's supervision function. From the beginning of the 15th National Assembly term to the end of the 5th session, the National Assembly and the National Assembly Standing Committee issued 1,010 documents, including 23 laws and 101 resolutions of the National Assembly, 4 ordinances and 882 resolutions of the National Assembly Standing Committee, promptly institutionalized the party's policies and guidelines, comprehensively adjust on aspects of socio-economic life, supremely supervise and decide on many important issues of the country. Deputy Prime Minister Lê Minh Khái reported on the situation of organizing and implementing laws and resolutions passed by the National Assembly from the beginning of the 15th term to before the 5th session. The preparation work and implementation plan were approved by the National Assembly at its 5th sessions. Over the past time, the government and the Prime Minister have continued to pay attention and drastically direct the work of building and perfecting institutions and laws and implementing the Constitution, laws, ordinance, and propagating detailed regulatory documents. The Prime Minister spent a lot of time providing close, regular, direct, and specific guidance. Right after the end of the National Assembly sessions, the government directed the Ministry of Justice and the Government Office to do a number of things such as coordinate with ministries and ministerial level agencies to issue plans for implementation, review the content of detailed regulations to submit to the Prime Minister, to promulgate a list and assign agencies to draft detailed regulations documents. In addition, the government also frankly pointed out that the implementation of the Constitution, laws, ordinance, and propagation of detailed regulatory documents still has certain limitations and inadequacies. The conference continued to review and evaluate the implementation results and difficulties in implementing Plan number 81 of the National Assembly Standing Committee, propose solutions and recommendations for implementation in the future.
Deputy Prime Minister Lê Minh Khái made a report at the first national conference on implementing the laws and resolutions of the 15th National Assembly as follows. The government issued resolution number 126 on August 14, 2023 on a number of solutions to improve the qualities of the construction and improvement of the legal system and the organizations of law enforcement in order to prevent corruption, group interest, and local interests.
The Ministry of Justice works closely with the Government Office to regularly monitor and urge the implementation in order to promptly report to the government and the Prime Minister for directions to remove difficulties and in the implementation of the Constitution, laws and ordinances as well as promulgating detailed regulations. The government has also pointed out certain limitations and shortcomings. Specifically as follows, there are some cases where it is not timely and effective. The promulgation of detailed regulations, some forms of law dissemination and education at the grassroots level are not appropriate. The application of information technology and digital transformation is still slow. A part of reporters, propagandists have limited skills. Mr. Lê Minh Khái proposed solutions such as need to strengthen discipline in lawmaking, responsibilities of heads of government agencies, Ministry of branches need to proactively review legal regulations and social relations in the field of management, proactively make proposals to develop and organize the drafting of law projects, ordinances and resolutions in accordance with the prescribed order and procedures.
The audience at the online conference on analysis and solutions to improve the BCI index that took place in the afternoon of September 5th. The province recognized that creating favorable conditions for local businesses to develop is also an opportunity for them to develop. The province has both completed the set targets and missed the expectation that the people decide.
Speaking at the conference, Chairman of the Provincial Appeals Committee Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc pointed out 10 limitations, the reasons why the Provincial Competitiveness Index or PCI of TayNinhTV province is low. Specifically, the following can be mentioned. The application of information technology and digital transformation in the province is still limited. Sectors and localities have not proactively and actively promoted administrative procedure reform with the highest determination and responsibility. Enterprises, organizations, and individuals find it difficult to access support and reform rental policies. The assessment of officials is not close and correct, especially responsibilities have not been clearly defined and handled properly. Based on the assessment of existing problems, the chairman of the Provincial Appeals Committee proposed solutions to overcome and improve the PCI index of TayNinhTV province in the coming time. Some specific solutions such as promoting IT application, digital transformation on research, including digital government, digital economy, and digital society, implement full disclosure and timely transparency of administrative procedure regulations and administrative procedure resolution process, establish a mechanism to receive and process reflected information, strictly and promptly handling acts of harassment and negativity, will implement the project to support small and medium enterprises in the period of 2021-2025 in TayNinhTV province. Speaking at the conference conclusion, Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee and Chairman of the Provincial Appeals Council Nguyễn Thành Tâm suggested that in the coming time, the Business Association needs to further strengthen the timely reporting of problems from local businesses, so that the province has timely information to remove difficulties for businesses. In addition, the Provincial Appeals Committee and relevant departments and branches are required to strengthen coordination and take action to connect more closely with businesses. In the morning of September 6, the delegation from the Department of Radio, Television and Electronic Information, led by Mr. Nguyễn Hà Yên, Deputy Director of the Department of Radio, Television and Electronic Information, had a meeting with TayNinhTV Radio and Television Station or TTV 11. This delegation was welcomed by Mr. Vũ Xuân Trường, Director of TayNinhTV Radio and Television Station. Mr. Vũ Xuân Trường provides to this meeting some information about TTV 11's activities in recent times. It has gradually been improved. It not only meets the requirements political tasks, but also entertainment needs of many people. In addition, TTV 11 has made efforts to increase the number of news articles and categories to ensure comprehensiveness and sustainability for its issue. At the same time, he also proposed some difficulties in the unit's autonomy mechanisms, problems related to economic and technical norms on radio and television program production. Through this strength, Mr. Yên recognized and appreciated the innovation and development of the radio and television station. He also answered the station's recommendations and questions. Mr. Yên also informed that the Ministry of Information and Communications is seriously implementing many solutions to support stations to gradually become self-sufficient in operating expenses. In addition, he suggested that TTV 11 continue to innovate radio and television programs in the coming time to increase the number of listeners and diversify revenue sources. The meeting and commendation of students who were admitted to academic schools in the Army in 2023 was held in the morning of September 6, 2023 by the Military Command of TayNinhTV province. Major General Trần Vinh Ngọc, Deputy Political Commissioner of Military Zone 7, Colonel Nguyễn Thanh Phong, Political Commissioner of the Provincial Military Command, attended this program. A total of 47 candidates are admitted to military academy schools and secondary schools, colleges and universities in the junior military field in 2023. There are 31 candidates who are students from high schools in the province. 5 candidates are soldiers admitted to the schools such as Military Technical Institute, Military Medical Institute, Military Science Academy, Political Institute, Logistics Academy, the College of Artillery Officer, Political Officers College, Sniper Officer School, Army Officer School Tour. Colonel Nguyễn Thanh Phong, Political Commissioner of the Provincial Military Command, hopes that they will be proactive in studying and training to become elite soldiers, meeting the requirements in building the army.
Turn to other news, ladies and gentlemen. On September 6, the Ninh Provincial Youth Union have a conference to summarize the work of the school youth union team in the 2022-2023 school years and the directions and tasks for the 2023-2024 school years.
Representatives of a number of team cultures and school youth unions presented presentations on good models and practice at the grassroots level with highlights such as party development, effective organization and implementation of public service, children's team and movement activities, models and activities to promote children's participation rights. Many comments around the documents on implementing tasks and directions for the school year of 2023-2024 were given by the delegates. Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Tùng, Secretary of the Provincial Youth Union, hopes that in the coming time, units will continue to promote movements on youth units, teams, and children's movements in a practical and sustainable way with actual conditions. On this occasion, the Provincial Team Council representing all levels of the team awarded the project for the juniors with 10 red scarf houses, awarding scholarships from the Friend for the Poor of the Provincial Vietnam Fatherland Fund to 47 students. They also awarded the Simple Bar of the Light Up the Rim scholarship for the second period in 2023 to the units and a number of other prizes for the children with good achievements in the youth union teamwork. In the academic year of 2022-2023, Châu Thành District Team Council was honored to receive the emulation flag of the leading unit in the school youth union teamwork. On this occasion, many groups and individuals received certificates of merit from the chairman of the Provincial Business Committee and the Provincial Youth Union Executive Committee.
Ladies and gentlemen, in order to create favorable conditions and further improve the efficiency of resident registration and management, the Ministry of Public Security has deployed a resident notification software called ASM. It supports notification of accommodation is an online form that is more convenient and faster than through the public service portal. Implementing the plans of Ministry of Public Security, the Provincial Police have piloted the model of managing workers in the industrial park through the ASM resident notification software.
In order to exploit the utilities from the ASM accommodation notification software, the Police Office on Administrative Management of Social Order, TayNinhTV Public Security, has piloted a model of worker management in the industrial park through the notification software, staying at ASM in Trang Bang Industrial Park. The working group of project number 6 of TayNinhTV Police has instructed the Police Department on Administrative Management of Social Order of the Ministry of Public Security to implement 42 models in project number 6. The worker management model in the industrial park is among them. The Police Office on Administrative Management, the standing agency of the project number 6 of the province, choose this model for pilot implementation. The office guides worker managers in the industrial park on how to log in and use this account. In the future, this model will be replicated. It helps accommodation staff to easily manage people coming in and out. Secondly, it saves time to come to the police station to notify staying, paperwork, and travel costs. After installing this application, I find it very practical for easier employee management. It is not only useful in managing employees living in the area, but also making it easier for workers to stay at the company. ASM Residence Notification Software has resident information of citizens to be managed uniformly through a single application developed by the Ministry of Public Security. Since then, the implementation of the responsibility to notify the stay is quick, convenient, and in accordance with regulations. The staying process is convenient, fast, and accurate. Citizen data and accommodation information are kept confidential. It also helps diversify utilities to support units in operations and business activities. The non-provincial police will continue to direct police units and localities to deploy ASM software to accommodation establishments and industrial parks in the province. In addition, these units will promote propaganda about ASM software to both create changes in technology application and make an important contribution to digital transformation.
That's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us and goodbye for now.